Here are top 10 evening updates. We begin with a significant political moment that has triggered nationwide discussion. In Mumbai, remarks by Shiv Sena spokesperson Sanjay Nirupam highlighted Prime Minister Narendra Modi's position as India's longest-serving Prime Minister, calling it a result of strong public connect, continuous governance, and consistent electoral mandate. His comments also brought back historical comparisons with India's first Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, reigniting debate over leadership legacy, tenure, and democratic continuity in India's political journey. Moving south to Karnataka, Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman emphasized the importance of focused governance in aspirational districts like Raichur and Yadgir. She underlined that real transformation in such regions depends on coordinated efforts between the centre, state, and district administration under the Aspirational District Programme, which aims to push targeted development in India's most underserved regions and improve core indicators of growth and welfare. From governance to grassroots politics in Tamil Nadu, DMK leader V. Senthil Balaji announced the formal opening of his MLA constituency office in Coimbatore South. He stated that the office will function as a direct public grievance platform where citizens can submit demands and issues, marking an attempt to bring administration closer to people and ensure faster resolution of local concerns through continuous engagement. Meanwhile, in Telangana, political tensions intensified in Hyderabad as BRS Working President K.T. Rama Rao raised sharp questions over what he called selective legal and political action. His comments, directed at both opposition and ruling party figures, reflect the growing political confrontation in the state, with leaders increasingly engaging in strong public criticism ahead of crucial political developments. In Punjab, the State Scheduled Caste Commission has taken up a sensitive case involving Union Minister Ravneet Singh Bittu over alleged objectionable remarks. The commission, which had already initiated suo motu proceedings, confirmed that after his legal representatives appeared and a request for postponement was made, a new hearing date has been set for June 15th. The matter continues to draw significant attention due to its social and political sensitivity. Shifting to Haryana, Minister Anil Vij made sharp remarks targeting Congress leader Rahul Gandhi, stating that his statements are inconsistent and no longer taken seriously in political circles. He further commented on repeated electoral setbacks faced by the Congress leadership, intensifying the ongoing verbal exchanges between political parties at the national level. From politics to policy, Delhi witnessed a major announcement from the Ministry of Civil Aviation, where officials confirmed a 10,000 crore rupees government support package aimed at stabilizing aviation turbine fuel prices for Indian airlines. The decision, taken by the Union Cabinet, is expected to protect airlines from global fuel price volatility, maintain operational stability, and prevent sudden fare hikes for passengers, marking a significant intervention in the aviation sector. On the international front, India hosted high-level discussions with Venezuela's acting president, Delcy Rodriguez, during her official visit. Talks in New Delhi focused on expanding bilateral cooperation beyond traditional energy ties, with India identifying new opportunities in sectors such as mining, agriculture, pharmaceuticals, automotive, manufacturing, and transportation. The discussions signal a broader strategic effort to diversify economic partnerships and deepen engagement with resource-rich Latin American economies. In Uttar Pradesh's Sultanpur, the government announced an extensive outreach program aimed at strengthening public welfare delivery under the vision of Viksit Bharat. The campaign, scheduled from June 5th to June 21st, will focus on village-level interactions through Chaupal programs, ensuring that government schemes reach every eligible beneficiary while also spreading awareness about development initiatives and long-term national goals. Finally, in Meghalaya's Shillong, Union Home Minister Amit Shah chaired the 73rd plenary meeting of the North-Eastern Council, bringing together top leadership from all northeastern states along with senior central ministers. The meeting focused on accelerating regional development, improving connectivity, and reviewing long-term planning frameworks aimed at transforming the Northeast into a stronger growth engine for India. Stay with us for more updates.